Always talks about getting to the top. Everybody always talks about going after their dream, but nobody talks about retention, and the work that is required not only to get there, but to stay there and go to the next level. Winners, the difference between them and the spectators is that the winners have a belief that overrides the crowd's disbelief every single time. Come on. Come on.
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. What's good, Daniel? Yeah, it definitely has. Damn, definitely been pretty crazy. The news has been crazy everywhere. But yes, definitely crazy here. You are right. Hope everybody's doing well on this Friday. No matter what calendar we on, you know, little flooding going on around. You know, titanium jaw Macy. um, this dude, it's just a weird story from Rochester, also. But what else we got? Yeah, a lot of craziness going on. Oh, they Alabama has executed a man with nitrogen gas of all things, right? I thought that was pretty crazy. Um, the reason why I thought it was crazy is because nitrogen, right? Um, there was something in the news about, I don't want to say it because I got a strike. Well, I got a video removed that was an old video. I don't know, there was been like a couple videos removed that were old. I'm like, why now? Um, but it's funny. Nitrogen dioxide uh, and the good old Mr. 19. You know, just Google that and it'll take you down that rabbit hole. Um, but it's funny, they executed a man with nitrogen, right? I saw that, I'm like, you gotta be kidding, you know? And it said it was the first of its kind. I thought that uh, really, you know, the critics called it cruel and experimental, right? Um, After breathing pure nitrogen gas through a face mask to cause oxygen deprivation. It marked the first time that the new execution method has been used in the United States since lethal injection. Now most commonly used method was introduced in 1982. That's crazy. Just look up Mr. 19 and nitrogen. You're like, wait a minute. You know. But again, shout out to all you guys. Just wanted to come on here and as the title says, um, LLMs are running rampant across. You know, they said they were going to unleash this technology to combat misinformation. Why in 2024? Well, we already know they're going to use. They're going to use. Hold on one second, guys. They're going to use. Um, AI as a reason, whatever goes on with the election. But they also said that they were going to unleash, large language models. And they've been around for a long time, and they're being used in all the truther communities. Um, they've been being used for a very long time. All right. And what is a LLM? A large language model is a deep learning algorithm that can perform a variety of natural language possessing NLP tasks, right? The large language models use transformer models and are trained using massive data sets, hence large. This enables them to recognize, translate, predict, or generate text or other content. Large language models are also referred to as neural networks, NNs, which are computing systems inspired by the human brain. These neural networks, these neural networks work using a network of nodes that are layered much like neurons. In addition to teaching human languages to our AI applications, large language models can also be trained to perform a variety of tasks like understanding protein structure, writing software code, and more. Like a human brain, large language models must be pre-trained and then fine-tuned so they can solve text classification, question answering, document summarization, and text generation problems. The problem-solving capabilities can be applied to fields like healthcare, finance, entertainment, where large language models serve a variety of NLP applications, such as translation, chatbots, AI assistants, and so on. Large language models also have large numbers of parameters, which are akin to memories the model collects as it learns from its training. Think of these parameters as models' knowledge bank, right? So this stuff, without getting too deep in it, um, without getting too deep in it, is the reason why a lot of us know this, but the reason why I'm talking about it is because, like it says, they must be pre-trained, right? So the data has to be collected, right? How do they do that? Well, through chatbots and stuff like that. They collect data, right? And then it has to be re-entered, fine-tuned, and retrained. And there's people out here that are on all social media platforms that are actually doing this. And that is to learn, you know, to combat conspiracy theories, conspiracy theorists, the conspiracy realm, the minds that are under manipulation. Why? It's simple. Because they got to get them under manipulation and understand them or censor them. This is why a lot of channels like ours been censored, others not censored. Why some of us, never can grow. Um, you got to think about it. You know, other channels can grow, um, but they exist, man. There's people out here that are getting paid from these AI corporations to, you know, use this technology. And there's a lot of them, and they're amongst us. And channels like you know um, that talk about spirituality, things of that nature. Why are they censored? Why are they putting this algorithm? Why are they, shadow banned? Well, it's because this AI learning, right, has a very hard time learning. Remember, data has to come from somewhere. So when a lot of these things that we talk about don't really exist in the reality they set up, AI has trouble with that information, doesn't know what to do with it, you know? And all you got to do is go to a chat GPT and ask it questions, debate with it on spirituality. You get nowhere. Um, I was actually doing it yesterday, and questions I used to ask it, it's further along than it used to be, which I thought was really, 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 really interesting. You know, it was really interesting. I'm like, wow, I asked this before and then didn't get it, so it's learning. You know, that's why for us we should stay away from keywords. You know, I use emojis too, and I know I shouldn't, but emojis were for all this AI learning, right? Right? It was for all this AI learning, right? All right. And it's from Unicode, right? Code points. Um, I mean, it's like this is all for, like, when you put an emoji up, it's not it's not, to us it's an emoji, it's like a picture, but to the computer it's actually a code, right? So this is how this shit's been learning, is by all these emojis. That's why you when you see people using this software and using this LLMs, you can see there's a lot of emojis around, tons of emojis. Well, that's just code. Those are codes, and it bounces back and forth from the user who's using it, and at the simultaneously in real time is being trained also, right? But these codes are being generated back to an AI database, and it's being learned, machine learned. All this shit is happening so fast. It's really mind blowing, right? And there's actually YouTube channels out there that show you how this is being done. You know, we say algorithm, but actually people don't even know what the fucking algorithm is. Oh, the algorithms, the algorithms. So what's an algorithm? Well, it's a process or set of rules to be followed in calculations or other problem solving operations, especially by a computer. That's simple. It's a set of commands and characteristics. That's it. That's all algorithms are, you know? And it'll help calculate an answer to a problem. So you say, oh, we're caught in the algorithm, right? We're caught in the algorithm. I'm no computer genius, but this is just all the stuff that is out there. You can just go, look it up yourself. I just bring it down to a simple form, you know? So when we say, oh, we're caught in the algorithm, well, why are we caught in the algorithm? Right? The algorithms of YouTube's are set up for, in the truth community, and probably the whole social media was all set up for this AI learning for many years. Probably all what it was. Like, they needed this out here to create an artificial brain. So what way to do it is give people social media. And we can learn all about the human brain. They came out with emojis, they come out with more emojis. And next thing this is what we got. AI, Google. And then we got Google and the search engine. And all AI is a visual search engine. That's basically what it is. It just compiles everything up, and it can do, you know? So, I mean, that's what an algorithm. So, when they say we're caught in an algorithm, well, we're caught in some rules that just simple, hey, if we're not an answer to their problem, which is, hey, this stuff needs to be mainstream, this doesn't. So we're not in the algorithm. It's calculated. It's easy. That was easy. It's the easy button, you know? So the things, like the emoji thing, right? All these emojis, it's like, what is the laughing crying face, horizontally? It's U plus one F602. That's what that one is. I mean, it's alphanumeric code. right? It's an alphanumeric code. It's wild, man. When you start looking into it, you're like, wow, this is interesting, you know? And yeah, it is a lot, but I mean, it is what it is, you know? So this has been used through LLMs, you know? Now you got all this stuff that is created, um, all these different, you know, codes, right? Codes. So in 2024, they said that they were gonna release the combative one, the one that combats all this stuff. This is why you're gonna see censorship go to a whole nother level. And then they're gonna say, well, we're not censoring, it's just the algorithm, it's just the AI, it's, you know, and then and you who the fuck who are you gonna you gotta understand where they're going with this. Who are you gonna get mad at? The company? Well, you gotta stop using it. Whatever they want on there, that's what's gonna be on there, and that's it. You know, it's that simple. You know, they're just trying to get it people used to it, you know, like us. Technically, we're used to being censored. Think about it. We're used to being censored. How crazy is that? You know, we're used to it, you know? And so with all this, you know, like I read earlier, what is the purpose of it? It's a deep LLMs are is a large is a I'm sorry, is a deep learning algorithm that can perform a variety of natural language processing NLP tasks. What are NLP? NLP is natural language processing. All right. Natural language processing is a form of artificial intelligence that focuses on the ways computers and people can interact using human language. NLP techniques help computers analyze, understand, and respond to us using our natural modes of communication, speech, and written text. Natural language processing is a simplicity of computational linguistics. Computational linguistics is an interdisciplinary field that combines computer science, linguistics, and artificial intelligence to study the um, the computational aspects of human language. I mean, this shit was out. They said the history of natural language processing goes back to 1950s when the computer scientists first began exploring ways to teach machines to understand and produce human language. That's crazy. So I mean, this goes back, man. This has been. Gotta ask yourself, why was this created and where is this going? And the point of this whole video, the baseline is keep going upward, keep confusing this machine by talking the way we talk, not following the mainstream talk, all right? Because this information only can compute what it's fed, and those go by who? That's why they've leaked into the truth community because they don't understand this shit. So they had to get people in the truth communities all over the place. I mean, it's everywhere, guys. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. From all these bit shoots, uh Rumble, you know. I mean, how do I go all across these platforms and I'm equally censored? It doesn't even make any fucking sense. So that means this shit is in all these platforms. And you know, like people say, oh, free speech platforms. No, these are all set up some way, shape, or form. These guys are raking in big money. You got to ask, where are they making the money at? Well, these companies, AI companies, masked as another company, you know, hey, they're getting a check. You know, they're getting a check. And you see some of these big they just zoomed over there. Well, they knew people, they needed certain individuals to follow that. All right, people could believe it or not believe it, but this is what's going on. Same thing with Twitter. Twitter's no different. I don't even understand Twitter still to this day. Have no clue. I try to comment on comments. It's the most hardest. I gotta have like a fucking I gotta have like a fucking baby finger to hit the little icon to comment. I don't understand Twitter. I really don't. I don't understand that. But it's all the same thing, you know? It's all the same thing. And hold on. Hold on. And the whole hashtag thing, right? All right. I don't need to do the hashtag. We all know what that's for. All right, but it was something I want to show you about the hashtag. Hold on. Something I want to show you about it. I thought it was really interesting about the hashtag. I can't find it right now. But yeah, so this stuff is you gotta, you start to, you start to dig and you start to say, yeah, damn man, this has been a plan for a very long time, you know, and these large these LLMs, right? It's for machine learning. That's what it's for. It's for learning for these machines, deep learning. Large language models, neural networks. I mean, we're all talk about all this stuff, but don't realize. I mean, we're helping the shit. Certain things we're helping it, but the mainstream, this and that, and you know the mainstream narratives. But when you go, way off left field, that's when you're not going to get anything from AI, and that's what that is what has always defeated this entity. You've never seen the stuff, some of the stuff that we've actually went so deep and talked about ever in their realm of existence anywhere. Some of the stuff, you know, that lets you know the power of an awakened mind, a person who understands outside of what they have put here. And this AI, right? All right, hold on, I gotta get my thing. Give me 1 second, guys. Wait. What's good, Laz, Angel Z, Blink, John B. And that's as far as I can go up. Hold on, let me see. Whoever else is up in here, I gotta run in here real quick. Give me 1 second. I think at this point, people projecting fake identities, the one doing more damage than algorithms. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I get that part. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 minute.
Okay. Okay.
All right, guys, sorry about that. Always nice to get into conversations. All right, hopefully everybody's still here. Shout out to all you guys. Deanne, shout out to you. Rap Samples, Ryan. Good to see all y'all. What else is up on here? So yeah, I just wanted to, you know, come talk about this because it's running prevalent, and it just, hey man, it's just what's there. It's nothing really. Is there anything bad about it? I mean, not really bad. I mean, what's bad about it? I mean, they're just, we know what they want to do with it, but you know, but there is people out there using it. When you come and you see like a live stream and there's, these numbers on there, just know that there's some numbers in there that is just, somebody on, you know, trying, hooked up to it, the algorithm to some LLMs, and then there's people behind those, computing, what do they call it? Putting quotations, the meaning of the words. Who knows? They might even have a special code book. But there is people that are, good with computers that sit there and, when a word pops up that is, and the contents of it, it's like, okay, the the person or the chat bots have learned that word and it fixes it. It's like it's kind of like it's like neurons. So actually, look up how neurons in the brain work and how they communicate and how their neurons and how you learn, how your brain activity learns. It's literally almost the same thing, and that's exactly where they got the concept from. You know, that's why they call it a neural network. It's the same fucking thing. You know, it's the same thing. So, and That's why it's good to have those deep conversations. You'll see the people just dip off, the numbers drop, you know, because, I mean, you got to understand how many people are really out here. The dead internet theory is pretty interesting. Um, Definitely is pretty interesting. The dead internet theory. And what I thought it was more interesting is when you actually went out, you know, um, and when we got together, you guys know, pounding pavement, just coming out to see how many people come out. It's like, yeah, it's like, man, is there really how many people? I mean, it's interesting, and you've seen others do it, and it's like it's not a lot of, you gotta make you scratch your head sometimes. But I don't know, it's just a theory. Spirituality, psychology, and vice versa. Yeah, yes, and defeating AI, meaning just defeating the algorithm and throwing a wrench in it. And Laz and Wise very good at doing it because AI is just, you can go to any chat shit and just, you know, get into a spiritual enlightenment conversation with AI. See where it goes. And then, go talk about the scripture, talk about the Quran, talk about the Torah. Sometimes I'm bored, I go play with the shit and boom, it knows. Drop some legal jargon. Boom. But as soon as you get to the other shit, that's when the thing just don't work anymore. You know? See, they want to trick you. Oh, human intelligence. They're talking about just dumbed down human intelligence that it's going to replace. And it's so smart and intelligent. Yeah, only to what's programmed into the matrix. Creativity, you got the AI art, stuff like that. That shit's pretty cool. But it definitely can't take over the human mind and way it creates and what it perceives in the art. You know, I never understood a fucking splash across the screen. I mean, across a paint canvas, but to an artistic mind, it can break it down to what it depicts, and you can actually start to see it. Like, wow, I see. That is a good. See, a computer can't do that. You know, AI can't do that. It can't. It can't explain what it's. It can't explain. The multiple meanings of something. It can't do it. Just can't do it all at all. And psychologically, AI cannot be psychological. You know, it can only compute what it deems to be the most uh, calculated configuration of a truth, which can be biased because it's only a truth according to the data it's collected and what it's learned. How's the AI going to be effective learning human intelligence and predicting what a human mind is going to do? Like that's that's far in between at this point. It could just calculate the psychological aspects of what human beings as a whole would do in that situation. That's what it's doing. It's taking the best probability, whether it's 51% to 49%, and it's going to calculate, okay, this is right. I mean, they're using AI in so many different things. They're using it in real time and the whole sports betting shit. It's real time AI being used. It's going to be used in the elections to monitor and disrupt. You know, So definitely is interesting. And I use emojis, and I want to try to get away from it, you know, and just explain it in a more deeper meaning, because then you just disrupted the whole fucking algorithm of the LLMs learning. See, when you use an emoji and you put words with it, well, you just created an expression that logs and computes and data collects and stores this information, and then it goes through millions upon millions of conversation devices, and oh, this is what it means. This is what its probability of meaning is, you know, in this language. It's pretty deep, man. It's pretty deep, guys. But just know that there is channels that are dedicated to this technology out here. And is it bad? I mean, whatever. I mean, shit, you know. And there's channels out here that actually tell you they're getting paid to do it. Like there's YouTube channels. I'll post a video yesterday. It's a YouTube channel that's teaching you about LLMs and showing you what it's doing. Has the dude has a room full of servers. I forgot what company said he's getting paid to do it. Like, it doesn't even hide the fact. I mean, it's like, so that's why I say it's not bad, because I mean, this guy's actually teaching this shit and getting paid doing it. I'm like, well, that's pretty interesting. At least he's telling people and showing you like real time. It's pretty amazing. You won't know if you're talking to a real person or a bot. This shit is all on here. And that's, this, when I saw all this stuff, man, that's when I really went and started looking at it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see it now. I see what they're doing. That's a good idea, Herm. I actually kind of want to stop using them, but, or maybe use them sometimes, when the conversation isn't really a critical conversation. Which when I'm in a critical conversation, I don't use emojis anyway when I'm explaining shit. There's my brother. Shout out to Wise right there. Um, but yeah, and uh, so we've been building this beast for a long time, man. That's why it has us in the algorithm. It can't compute what we put out. Doesn't fit in, so we get caught in the black hole. Because remember, this is about learning. This is about learning LLMs, learning. So of course we're gonna get cut out. We're not gonna be seen because we don't fit. And it makes me wonder, like, how long they've been running this game. You know, large language models, LLMs. I mean, this shit goes back, as I read earlier, to the 50s. You know, and this is gonna go into where eventually they're going to use some type of database that is like a calculator. We all rely on calculators. We all rely on computers, devices to give us. So we'll trust a computer. See, this is where all this stems from. We've already been using computers. We trust the calculator because it's going to calculate the answer, and it is what it is. It doesn't get any more calculating than that. Except for when you get into like certain decimals, then it doesn't work. It's like, wait, it only could do a certain amount of calculation. Then you got to get a scientific calculator. Well, guess what you got now? A sentient calculator that can calculate everything. you know, and people will accept it because it's a machine. It's not going to lie to us. It's going to give us the right information, you know? So, yeah. So, keywords. It's looking and searching for keywords. That's why sometimes we can do a video and you're like, damn, this video got a lot of views. Well, it got a lot of views because it hit all the keywords, you know? When we start talking all this other shit, going off the rails and speaking on many different type of topics, it confuses the learner, the language model, you know? If you ever notice, and this Wise could attest to this, okay? Laz, Wise, me, who else? Doesn't never fixate on one thing. Just never know what, they'll never know what to expect. We can't fit in the algorithm because we're not on a topic. This is why people say, oh, flat Earth was being pushed in the algorithms, or this was being pushed, or that, or it's because it lines up with the language. It's people that I know that that they're doing stuff and they don't get any views, but somebody else is getting a whole lot of views. And another one is like Fake Mike, right? Fake Mike does auditing, but he doesn't get the views like an auditor does. Doesn't get them. He could be on Auditing Americas and they get millions and millions of views and millions of subscribers. He goes on his own shit because he incorporates all kinds of different shit and he can't get views. There's never nobody there because he does not fall in the language model platform. The algorithm doesn't fit. Too many topics. It's all over the place. Like me, I'm all over the place all the time. I can't get nothing. I don't get anything. Zero. It's right. Unpredictable. Last. As long as he's been around, he don't get no views. Everybody that does not talk on a specific one, more than, I would say, 4 topics, don't get no views. I've been caught in this algorithm. That's why I was wondering, like, how long this shit been going on? Because we've been caught in this algorithm for years, you know? So when you start to look at channels that you follow and stuff that you follow, the ones that do the same shit over and over and over, they can get the views because it fits the language learning, the large language model, right? And the NPL's natural language processing, right? Of this beast, you know? I mean, this is just something that I've looked into, and you can see it on people's channels, stuff like that. Oh shit. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. So hold on, guys. Be careful of me. So, yeah. Um. Right. Exactly. They know these. This is when you get into they're all running. They're all running simultaneously because they'll make a news story that makes 0 sense whatsoever. No sense. The story doesn't make any sense. It'll get pushed across and then it's gone. Some of these stories, guys, are for this exact reason. They want to get a reaction from the mainstream to the conspiracy theorist so it can learn, process, natural language processing tasks, right? along with the LLMs, right? But there's a group of people who just don't fit there, who don't fit. You think like Truth Virus is another one. You think Truth Virus, he talks about the mainstream media, but he throws in all the other stuff that this shit just don't understand. You don't work. You can't. You're caught in the algorithm. We're actually, what we should say is we're not in the algorithms, because this stuff is calculated to pick up on certain relevant things, and this is why you see the people get the views. Always, shows up in the feeds. You get the alerts. They're always there. You know. What's good, fake Michael? You know. Exactly. Exactly, Laz. 100%. This is why, like, this is exactly why when I go to another news agency, like I use Syrian's news agency. It's not in America. Nobody ever fucking talks about it, pops about it. When a story comes from there and I put it on my channel, it would get the least amount of views. It would get like, it would never get more than 25 views. It's just not there. It's not, and it doesn't correlate with anything, even through the visual on-screen pixelated text. Because what you guys may not know is, I forgot the scientific name for it, but all these pixels are all data. It's all data being computed back. So these pixels is actually a whole nother code that reads everything on the fucking screen. Reads it all, from picture to text to voice to it's so, that shit is amazing how they do that. And that goes into the visual AI learning. That goes into the reason why there's a camera facing on every screen, along with voice detection, sound detection in the TVs, everywhere, in the cars. The shit is everywhere. It's all, this technology is all around us. You know, it's listening. And not only that, you have the thought. I don't know how that one works, but all you got to do is have Facebook Marketplace. You can see that whatever technology is, if you're thinking about it, you don't got to talk about it. You don't got to research it. If you're thinking about it, it pops up from as soon as you open the Facebook Marketplace app. It'll be right in your feed. Whatever you were looking for, it's going to link you with somebody who's selling it. Whatever you were thinking. If you were thinking, I need a new refrigerator, you don't even got to say it. And I've done this. I've literally like, okay, I'm gonna think about something I need, and just to do it. You know, it don't work. When I need something, I'm like, all right, I need this, and I'm gonna think about it, and it shows up. It literally just shows right up. It's unbelievable. What happened the other day? I was like, damn, I need what did I need the other day? What did I need the other day? And I just couldn't believe it. Just was right. I'm like, wow. I was just thinking about, I needed it, and it came up. Oh man, I can't think of it right now. What was it? Oh man, what was it? What was it? What was it? Oh man, it was something I was thinking that I needed, and I actually went and picked it up at a store. Oh man, I forgot. But anyways, you know, I forgot. So yeah. But anyway, shout out to all you guys that are rocking out here. And that's another thing. I just see that, and that's another thing. You always got it. That's exactly right, Angel and Deanne. Y'all right, 100%. This is why, you know, they're killing creativity, guys. Man, think about how they kill creativity in school. They're killing creativity in technology. They don't want people to be creative. They want people, to depend on the software and system to be creative. But believe it or not, within those realms, even using AI, you could use AI and be creative with the AI, which actually neutralizes what they're trying to do. It's about the creativity, right? But just think of how they remove creativity away. Because a mind that is always creating fucks their whole algorithms up. It really does, you know? And that's the beauty about being awakened. And that's the beauty. That's why I tell people don't be on the same routines. Always switch it up. Always do something different. Change it up, switch it up. As long as I've been on here, it's never been the same, talking about the same thing, you know? But this is what's going on, guys. You know? I never was able to be right. I was never be able to put a box in the matrix, let alone on the computer, you know? And it's why it's good to do, we research so many different things. It's not the same thing, It's not like, oh, we're researching this over here and here, 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 here. Now, boom. You got, you pick up somebody's device and that shit is catered. You be like, you can, look at somebody's device. It's all catered to the way they think, you know? Think about it. Now you get into, one of our devices, that shit's all over the place, you know? And I strategically do things so I don't be suggested certain things. Like, if I got a TikTok, I don't scroll, I don't follow nobody, none of that shit, you know? I go on Twitter. I'm not sitting there scrolling. I ain't following Instagram. I'm not scrolling, you know? Sometimes it'll get me. I'll be like, boom, oh, this motherfucker know I like, certain things, basketball or something. And I'll see a Michael Jordan outfit, I'll hit it, and then I'll see it, and I got to tell myself, all right, I just watched 2 videos. I'm done, no more, you know? But, you know, it's very useful to think about this from a reverse psychology operation and how we get trapped by thinking we're helping to share from reality unconsciously, we're forcing the narrative. I wholeheartedly agree. And that's why it's beautiful to have really deep conversations, about different things and going here, going there, going left, going right, going up, going down. Maybe talk about a narrative and then, just just, totally reverse the narrative, of what they're doing. And this is why we're not in an algorithm, you know? So, you know, and that's the thing. Machine learning is trying to learn us. Individually trying to learn us. My phone, that shit, hey, it may know only a certain amount of things, but that's about it. You know? So yeah, so I just wanted to get on here this morning and talk about, this AI and the LLMs. I mean, there's actually channels out here that's using this stuff, and just know that it's there to, that's why they keep talking about the same things over and over and over and over, you know, and you'd be like, damn, okay, why is this and why is that? But stuff is being used, you know, so it's interesting, but and don't use keywords. Try not to use keywords or totally use the keyword. I do it in a title, but when the video comes on, it's a whole different video. Or I'll use a video with a whole different title. It don't fit in. You know, like I did the Ron DeSantis video. You know, I put Ron DeSantis, that's their narrative. But at the top, you know, I put in the title. Nobody know what the fuck I'm talking about. The narrative doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm talking about, if you listen to what he said, he forked snake tongue said where they're headed with the break apart of the United States. On how, and if you've been looking at it, I mean, you can see where Texas is going. You know, it's the break. It's the real ID. I'm gonna do a video on this. The reason why they got the Real ID Act, right? It was pushed away because things didn't go, as totally as planned. Because there was a lot of pushback. But just to touch on it real quick, I mean, the Real ID, you're gonna have Real ID, and you're gonna have the other ID. The other ID is a state. The Real ID is a federal. And then a rational mind would say, well, why do we gotta have a federal, and why? Nobody's asking why. Well, why is because you're going to have federal territory and you're going to have state territory. Think, how do you get rid of the number one document that is in the United States, right? That is actually stopping tyranny, slowing tyranny down, the Constitution. That's the only thing that's stopping anything. It's all Constitution, Supreme Court, Constitution, Supreme Court, Constitution, Article 3, Supreme Court, State Court. State made this decision. Well, the federal government. Phone call. Let me know if I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. Always some shit, boy. That was a spam call. Always something, boy. As soon as I start going in on the real shit. Okay. So the Real ID, you're gonna have state and federal. Just like I said, what's in the way of all this stuff is the Constitution. Everybody's running to the Constitution, Constitution. All they're doing is setting us to be a separate set. I've talked about this for years before Mr. 19 with the whole Real ID. The difference between a state ID and a Real ID. A Real ID is for federal. Well, why is aviation involved? Why are you going to need a federal ID or passport to fly on a plane? It's simple. ABC 123. It's because the states they're gonna go back to state territory. All states have a constitution, okay? Every one of them. So, in order to fly from New York State to California to Texas to Florida to Carolinas to wherever, you're going to need a federal identification because the aviation is controlled by the federal government, not the state governments. Okay, so it's just gonna be like flying to fucking uh goddamn Europe, Spain. Well, you're gonna need a passport, a Real ID here in the United States because you're going from state to state. Boom. Okay. Well, you don't need that Real ID, but you just can't fly. They're not telling you you're not going to be able to cross into a fucking other state because the state borders become federal territory. Just like you have on the border, Mexico, you have on the border of Canada. What's in between? The federal government. New York State and all the states that border Canada ain't at the damn border. It's the federal government. You go to the south, state of Texas, ain't at the damn border? Federal government. So every border of every state, so you go from like New York to Pennsylvania, guess what? Or if Pennsylvania's involved in this union, which it probably will be, right? Because those will be the old states that are still, that whole eastern seaboard crap. But beyond that, say Carolinas, say Georgia, Florida, you going into a whole different territory. You know? Think about it. Now you got to cross that, to go there, you need federal identification, which is you're going to be digital biometric identification too, health, political affiliation, gender, social media history, all that's just criminal history is going to be tracked. Health, hey, we're a statehood of fully inoculated beings. And then you'll know why they pushed deliberately tyrannical ass shit in New York to drive a certain demographic of people out and to bring a certain demographic of people in. So liberal people run the New York State, conservatives and Republican people run to Florida, Texas, Carolinas. People hauled ass from California. Think about what they're doing. This is what they're doing. They're already setting it up. And then they're going to push those narratives in those areas. So this is the whole real ID. And this is why I posted that Ron DeSantis, because you could see it coming more clear, the shit they're talking about. Which for me, I'm sorry, but it's wrong that there's borders. I'm not with that border shit. Ain't nobody here. This land was stolen, raped, and pillaged. And you want the people that are coming in with nothing to leave, but the people who control it all to stay, and then asking them for more laws to make those. You're asking the people who stole the land to keep people's who actually land it actually is, right? Humans' land. But these people ancestry traced back to this whole landmass. You want them to leave, but the ones who stole it to stay and then make the laws and actually imprison and or kill those people. Whoa, don't talk to me, because I don't believe in the borders. I'm sorry. I don't believe in borders. Because I travel, there's enough land for everybody. You're not going to tell me that they're taking jobs. Americans ain't fucking working. Where you been? Americans ain't working. Sorry, they're not working. These people looking for work. Plain and simple. As soon as somebody mentions the border, I think of Lucille going across the top of the forehead. I said, man, where's Lucille and Negan when you need them? Because you need a Lucille right across the top of your head for saying some shit like that. So yes, this is why I posted that video. And the United States is telling you it's going to split. And there's already, okay, wait. I got an email yesterday. Oh, I'm on the phone. Damn, I can't look at it. Let me see my other phone. Conventions. No, I don't got it on this phone. Let me see. Hold on. But this is real. The Convention of the States. All right. Now it is a national movement to call out a convention under Article, of the Constitution, right? Well, I forgot what article that is. 5 or whatever the fuck it is. Article. What is V? I think it might be Article 5. I don't know. But anyways, Article 5 of the Constitution, right? Oh, I just lost the convention. Okay. Restricted to proposing amendments that will impose physical restraints on the federal government limits its power and jurisdiction, and impose terms and limits on its officials and members of Congress. This is directly going at the federal government. Why I called to an Article 5 convention? Simple, to bring power back to the states and the people where it belongs. Unelected bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. shouldn't be allowed to make sweeping decisions that impact millions of Americans, but right now they do. So it all boils down to the question, who do you think should decide what's best for you and your family, you or the feds? We vote, we'd vote for the American people every single time, right? And this is big. And all right. So are you making any progress? You better believe it. Since the Convention of the States launched in 2013, we've been spreading like a wildfire with millions of supporters nationwide. We have petition signers in every single state, house, district across America. A lot of people don't know about this. I do, because I met them before in Texas. We're actively working in all 50 states to pass the conventions of the states resolution. Check out the latest stats below. And they actually got, this shit is passing. Y'all don't know about it because the mainstream ain't gonna talk about it, right? Active legislation this year. This means there's active, this is the progress map. All right. They have active, oh shit, I just lost it. Hold on. Let me go back. They have active legislation in this year, meaning they're moving into it. They already have passed COS resolution in these states, passed in one chamber in one state. This shit's already passed, you know? Um, so this stuff is real, whether I'm not a political person, but this stuff is real. Like they're really doing it. All right. And a petition is legal documents. All right. So states that are already have passed COS, Convention of the States Resolution, Alaska, Arizona, Utah, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Nebraska, North Dakota, Wisconsin, Illinois, West Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. And North Carolina has passed one in the chamber. All right. You know, New York, PA, Ohio, Kentucky. I'm sorry, Indiana, not Illinois. I'm sorry. Illinois has active legislation this year. Indiana has passed COS resolution. But this stuff is real. All this has to do is with the United States separating. All right. And this is why you see the attack on the border. They're planning this. I mean, it is what it is. We know they're all together. That's okay. We get it. But okay, they put a buoy in the damn thing, which that's just fucked up. What they're doing on the border, that's just crazy. You know? But Texas think, oh, that's how we're stopping illegals and all this other stuff. And a hardcore American they already painted the picture. They don't like all this invade. The way they've been propagated, they don't like it, so they're for it. See, you know, the liberal minded states are like, oh, freedom, free, da da da. They're like, no, we don't need that, So Texas is like, we should be able to protect our own border from an invasion, and this is why you see all that border shit going down. California, same thing. We know that's California. See, Texas is hidden. It's a hidden agenda in there. You don't realize what they're trying to do, you know? But think about it. If Texas is sealed off from the federal government and the South, you could forget about traveling into goddamn Mexico from Texas. That's good. I mean, come on. I mean, there's real shit going down. And that's another thing, immigration control will be the horse full of tyranny. Now think about it. If the states break apart, guess what goes? Bye-bye. The Constitution of the United States is no longer enforced. Therefore, the Supreme Court has limited jurisdiction. Think about where they're going. What is the thing they've been trying to destroy? They've been trying to destroy the Constitution. Where does most of the tyranny happen? In the states. States don't recognize their constitutions. They use the federal government, the federal constitution. Will they uphold the state constitution? I highly doubt it. You're talking about full and all out corruption going on in the states. This is why they're doing that, not for freedom, for more tyranny, more tyrannical shit going down. Then you have states divided over each other. You're going backwards now. Now you divided the states. Now, just like a team, just like Democrats and Republicans. Democratic state, shit. Let a Republican travel to a Democratic state or vice versa. You're gonna see some fucking hate shit going on. Get back to your fucking state. I mean, come on, man. Think about it, guys. But this is where they going with this stuff. Federally controlled territories. You need a real ID to go to. State? Oh, you could have your state ID. They ain't telling you when you get the state ID, it's for New York State, Pennsylvania, Florida, Texas. You ain't got the real ID, right? Which gives you the right to travel. Or what's going to be at those borders? Or what's going to be on the Bordeaux plane? Digital ID. Where are you going? When you coming back? Who are you taking with you? Why are you going there? Same thing they do at all the fucking borders. Mexico and when you come back, they don't do it going to Mexico, but you know what I mean. Think about it, man. So think about it. This is what's going on. So yeah, I just want to come on talk about the AI, the learning, the large language models going on here, and just be, just keep being different, thinking different. Don't follow the herd. You know, always change up. You know, so yeah, they can learn the artificial intelligence of a human being, which that's what they're doing, because technically what this AI is actually learning is artificial intelligence. So the AI ain't learning shit but what it is. It's learning artificial intelligence because most humanity is artificially intelligent anyways. We're intelligent in the matrix that they built. But off the matrix, where's the intelligence, in nature, the universe, you know? They can't even predict the fucking weather, you know? They can't predict the goddamn weather. So think about it, man. But again, shout out to all you guys. You know, exactly. We need to get rid of the artificial. And that's why when we wake up, we want to become more natural and less artificial and more, into our being. We kind of want to shed the artificial, so they got to make artificial intelligence. People think, oh, it's just as that, it's this, that. No, it's just matching what is already here. Artificially intelligent human beings. It's not matching. It's not matching the universe, the cosmos. This artificial intelligence, well, right now, ain't gonna be able to sit here and talk about, you know, your higher being, your higher understanding. God doesn't understand. Artificial intelligence doesn't understand God. You know exactly, exactly. So creator exists everywhere you turn. As a creator, creator is there. You know, that's what AI cannot learn. Don't let them fool you. Don't let people come on talk about, oh, it's gonna take over humanity and all this other shit and that. It's gonna take over the humanity that they created. It's gonna take over the world. What is the etymology of the word world? It's a group. It's a group of people. Simple. Not nothing to do with the Earth, the globe, round, or anything. Doesn't have nothing to do with that. You know, doesn't have anything to do with that. They want you to believe that, but all the world is simply human existence. So it ain't gonna take over the Earth. So the intelligent we equate with IQ is no, not really intelligent. It's just a memory card. Yeah, they're looking for the outward. It's just learning the outward human. It's not learning the inward. You know, 'Cause again, it goes back to what I was saying of why we ain't a lot of us not in an algorithm. You know, this motherfucking shit must know. You know, and that's it. God is within. You know, it's for the outward lookers that look in a book. Look in a book for God and then in the sky for God. Like, what is that all about? Look in a book for God and then look in the sky for God. Like, what? No, you look. You, what's so funny is, I mean, if you go back to the Hebrew, old scripture, it's literally tells you the opposite. You know, and that's a whole nother thing with the religion. I mean, I don't even like getting into it because the religion, you go back. I mean, the book was created. I mean, talking to these Bible people, it's just, ah, my God, it's just like, what are you talking about? Because time isn't even the same as it was depicted in those times. You know, 13-month calendar, shit like that, cosmos, it was all there. I mean, how do we go from that calendar with the Bible to this calendar and people going to talk to me about the Bible? You have to go get out of here with that. Doesn't even make any kind of sense, you know? Doesn't make no sense. We're on a fictitious calendar, and this date and that date and this date and this date and what date? What date? It's a made up date of magic and sorcery and witchcraft, you know? It's a made up date. Think about it. It's made up. It's not, it doesn't come from any part of creation. Right now, Friday, January 20, what, 7th? Whatever the hell it is, 26th. It's not even a date. It's not even a point in time. It's actually a nothingness. It's actually in a nothingness because it doesn't align up cosmically, right? Whatever we're told and perceive this day as being Friday, people get paid today, the weekend off, whatever, it doesn't even fucking exist in our being. Don't exist. It's something that we believe, that we got accustomed to, that's been told to us. That is all out of line with us cosmically, to the cosmos. We were once in tune with that cosmos, but we are all out of line, out of whack. You know, church on Sunday. Like, what? Anything church should be on a Saturday, not a Sunday. Like, what is that? You know? Then the day's called Sunday. It wasn't called that back when the Bible was out. Like, what? I tell people why, I play stupid. Why you at church on Sunday? It's a day of worship. Whoa, says who? Where did you get that from? You know? Wasn't even called Sunday. Easter Sunday wasn't even called Sunday. Like what? So, anyways, guys, much love to y'all. I got to get up off here. I got a lot of shit to do. And exactly, time is irrelevant. All we exist is in now, and I'm gonna leave it at that one. Remember, all we have is right now. Whatever the cosmos is above us, that is the truth. That is the real time. The real understanding is now. We only remember moments. That's why we live to create moments. A moment in time. They don't teach us that. They have us looking back, looking forward, worried about the past, worried about the future instead of right now, because right now is where you create. Right now is where your power is. By you not creating and not having no power, your future is grim. Live right now, right in the now. That's it. Enjoy the now. Something happens to piss you off. Okay, it's going to piss you off for a minute. Realize, okay, it already happened. Don't need to be mad no more. You know, don't hold it. Let it happen. Take it in, analyze it, boom, let it out, go. You know, because you're holding on to it is just hurting all the people that are holding on to it. You know, that's why a person that tries to be righteous don't ever want to have bad moments. Always wants to avoid bad moments, confrontation, wants to have the good, loving moments. That's a true being. You know, taking a taking a bad moment, making it a good moment. You know, embracing the good moments, because nobody can smile all the time and laugh. You gotta stop. You can say, well, what am I laughing at? Oh yeah, it was funny. You know, nobody can cry all the time. Your body's not even built. The body isn't even built to obtain what we're trying to obtain. People say, oh, I just want to be happy. Well, happy comes with sadness and downtime too. So if you don't want to be happy and sad, you can never be happy. You know, it just is what it is. Some sadness is going to create happiness, because you cannot hold the frequency of sadness. You cannot hold the frequency of happiness. It's a frequency, up and down, up and down. It's a wavelength, up and down, up and down, up and down. You know? All right, y'all, but I got to get up out of here, man. Much love to you guys. I appreciate everybody that joined. You know, I love this. This is just the dopest ever. The chat, you know, it's just always just beautiful souls here. So, peace and love, everybody. Much love to you guys, and I'll talk to y'all later.